Good morning, it's Lisa with Lisa Heal Yourself, and today I want to discuss the difference between resisting and changing something, or allowing and transforming something. So there's a very important difference between the two, and I want to talk about how that relates to chronic illness, chronic pain, chronic suffering, chronic symptoms, and what we can do to ultimately transform our life and our health, right? Instead of resist it and try to change it. So when we resist and try to change it, it's like something bad is happening to us. It's our illness, it's our sickness, it's our life, it's our environment, it's our relationships, it's whatever it is. And we resist feeling the physical discomfort, the physical pain, the physical suffering, the emotional trauma, the emotional memories, the emotional whatever it is that we're resisting. And we try to change it. And by trying to change it, because this is good, we think, well, the law of attraction says, or, if my negative thoughts are going to breed more negativity, then I should resist these. I should resist this pain. I should resist this suffering. I should resist ultimately these feelings and thoughts that are not good. And I should try to change them into positive ones, into something better for me. And while this is true, when we resist something that is true, when we resist the reality of the situation, and we try to change it into something better, we're ultimately trying to do the right thing, but we're misguided. We're not doing it the proper way. Okay, so we're resisting what is. We're really disallowing it. We're pushing it aside. We're pushing it down. We're rejecting it, denying it, disowning it, looking away from it, not allowing it to be. And then we try to change it into what we do want. But the way we try to change it is through force, is through control. So we try to control it into being what we want it to be. We try to force the situation, the relationship, the person, the symptom, the pain, the suffering, the physical illness, whatever it is, we are trying to force it and control it. That's how we're trying to change it. So we're trying to make something good by force and control and dominating it and forcing it and saying, you are going to be this way, right? So as you know, if you're a parent, that never works. Right? It never works to try to change something into what we want through force and control. So now that we've kind of looked at that, we resist and try to change it. And the way we try to change it is, first of all, we're denying it, and then we are trying to control it, but through force into what we want it to be. Now, although our intentions are good, and although we're trying to do the right thing, it usually makes the situation worse. It makes our symptoms worse. It makes our illness worse. It makes our relationships worse. It gets us further away from what we actually want. Most of the times, right? Maybe initially you can control somebody or you can force something into what you want it to be, but it's never truly doing that. It's only doing it out of fear. It's only responding. And it's never a long-term solution. It's never a transformation. So, right? So let's just talk about, resistance and change is what we often do in chronic illness. The flip side of that, and what we can, and what will actually help us move us towards the life we want, is by allowing and transforming. So what is the difference? What is the difference here? So when we come up against the symptom, the illness, the suffering, the emotional pain, the memory, the relationship that is causing us pain, rather than resist, we simply allow it to be what it is. We allow it to be there for what we allow it to speak. We hear it. We allow it to be as it is. We don't try to control it or change it in any way. We just allow. Now, this is very different than acceptance, because a lot of people get stuck on this and they think, if I allow it, I'm accepting it, and I don't want to, and I can never accept this You hear that control and that force coming out. That's not what I'm suggesting. And it took me so long to get this. So I really hope I can deliver this to you in a way that it doesn't take you as long as it took me to understand this. Accepting it is not allowing. We just accept it, meaning we just are neutral towards it. We allow it to be what it is. We accept that it is what it is. We're not accepting that this is what we want. We're just accepting that it is what it is. So there's a big difference. We may not want the symptom, but we accept that it's here. We just accept that it has a message for us, that it's here for a reason, that it's trying to help us, that we just accept that it's here. And we allow it. We say, okay, what are you here to tell me? What are you here to show me? We allow it to be. We don't get caught up in it. We step back from it and we accept. I have all kinds of videos on how to accept. Go back and watch my playlist on healing your body with your mind. It talks about acceptance, and it's a really key, important concept to grasp. Anyways, okay, so now we accept. And instead of trying to change it or force it, control it into being what we want, we allow it to transform us into what we want. So when we accept it, we ask it questions. We get curious about it. We turn to face it. We give it what it needs. We understand that we can't, like a child when you're sitting down to parent it, you can't force your way into making them be something that you want them to be. You have to encourage them, guide them, love them into being what you want, guiding them into being what you want. So now we're guiding, we're accepting what is, and we're guiding ourselves. How can I help you transform? How can I show you love? How can I show you the right way? What can I do for you to help you transform? So you see, we're transforming ourselves instead of controlling and forcing ourselves to be a certain way. We're getting closer to our true selves. We're asking ourselves questions. We're getting curious about what we don't want. We're allowing to sit with it. We're analyzing it. We're meditating on it. We're sitting with the inner child, the scared child within us during this period. We're doing the emotional work that we would normally just turn away from and say, no, you be how I want you to be, right? We try to control and force the situation. This is, a slower process, and we may have to get messy. It may not go exactly how we want when we want it, but we're allowing it to unfold as it wants to, and we're encouraging it to go in the direction of what we want. We're reminding it what we want, and we're asking it, how can I help you get there? And it might require you to sit with it and do some self-analyzing, to do some inner child work, to feel those feelings longer, to express them, to change aspects about your life that you may be terrified to change, right? So this is change. We're encouraging change. We want change, but not through force and control. We want change through transformation, through personal growth, through personal awareness, through allowing ourselves to get what we want in a way that's being true to ourselves, right? As opposed to just forcing it and trying to control it. We're allowing ourselves to really step into our authenticity, our true selves, and go in the direction of what we actually want. Go in the direction of change. We may need to change lots of things about our life that are scary, that we need kindness and self-love for, that we need encouragement from ourselves for. So we may not be able to say, I hate this headache, I don't want this headache, and I'm going to try to force it and control it through whatever means I can to make it go away. We may say, okay, I have a headache. And we may sit with it. We may feel the feelings, those icky, horrible headache feelings that we don't want to feel. Say, what is wrong in my life that makes you feel this way, that makes you express yourself this way? Where else in your life are you feeling pain? And you may have to explore that. Instead of saying, I don't want you, I want you to go away, and I'm going to force you to go away, we say, I don't want to have a headache. I know you're here. I love you. What changes in my life can I make in order to help you feel better about your life so that you have less pain in your life, your emotional life, right? And we may have to dig deep and say, gosh, I really don't like the job I'm in. I need to quit it. Or I really don't take enough time for myself. I really don't feel like doing all these dishes tonight. I need to give myself a break. We may discover more about ourselves, and we're listening for authentic pieces of ourselves, for that authenticity, the true nature, and we're making changes towards transforming our whole life, right? Not just the headache, but the whole life, the whole person, the whole being. And that brings us closer to what we actually want. So the difference between resisting and changing and what we really want to do, which is accept and transform. So just remember that next time your illness seems overwhelming, next time your symptoms are plaguing you, next time you can't get your emotions under control, rather than resist and try to change through control, you want to allow and try to change through transformation. So I hope this video has been helpful. I hope you've learned something, and I hope that you'll apply it in your life.